All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and here we go again. We definitely had to check this one out. Now, they said that breaking news, Nancy Pelosi suffers life-threatening injury, hospitalized in foreign country after horrific fall. Now, ain't this kind of strange that, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, like all these people that's been going after Donald Trump, saying all these mean things and wishing death on Donald Trump, just all the bad things Nancy Pelosi and all these people been saying about Donald Trump now seem like it's backfiring. Because, 2 days ago, Mitch McConnell fell in his office and hit his head and got like a big old scar across his face. He literally just hurt himself 2 days ago. And now they're saying that Nancy Pelosi fell down some stairs while in a foreign country. Like they said, she just slipped and fell down some stairs. And now she's hospitalized. So it's like, us over here, we don't wish anything on anybody. I don't do that over here. I don't, wish bad for anybody. But, like when you going after Donald Trump, you saying all these bad things, you want something to happen to him, and he ain't this, he ain't that. And then now all of a sudden, look what happening to these people. Now, we about to get straight into it and see exactly like what else happened, because it seems like it's more information. So like I said, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And like I said, shout out to everybody who always stay to the very end, because you definitely help get the video out every time you watch the entire video. And I appreciate everybody that does that, everybody that lets me know that they did stay to the end. Thank you very much for that. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into it and let's see exactly what else happened.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. Nowhere in our Constitution does it say our Congress will become a nursing home that the taxpayers subsidize, where people who clearly can barely walk, think, and have full-blown dementia and handicaps can live out their days. But that's precisely what our Congress has become, and the results for this country have been horrifying. The results for the people that are serving have been horrifying. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for term limits, and it's time for age limits inside of our government.
It is.
To prove this point, I humbly submit to you a video of Dianne Feinstein, her last one in the Senate. She's 90 here. She's having to be carted around inside of the Senate, and her staffers are literally voting for her. Here's the video proof.
Priorities submitted.
Yeah, just say aye.
Okay, just
Great,
aye.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. This is clearly how our founders intended our government to run. Degenerate, old, vapors, ghosts of human beings carted around like corpses with doughy staffers sitting on their fat asses telling them how to vote. It's despicable. It's really not a healthy way to function. It's not a healthy way to govern.
This is
These
bad.
individuals, like here's Mitch McConnell,
getting
rolled around in a wheelchair, right? They try to keep this from you. Why haven't Republicans spoken out about this? Mitch McConnell this week slipped on a table and busted his face up. Here's what his hand looks like.
Look at that.
What is that in his hand? He broke his finger. There's a staple in his hand. Mitch McConnell fell down. It could have been a life-threatening injury. Why are they doing this?
It got to be term limits, man.
Craven evil. You have no more say in society. You are well past your prime, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to torture all of us with your bad, dementia-riddled decisions, with gluttonous spending, all the way into the grave. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, of course, cast in stark relief with today news of Nancy Pelosi slipping and falling. Not at one of her many mansions that she's gained off of insider trading, but in Luxembourg. So 84-year-old Nancy Pelosi is traveling to Luxembourg at the taxpayers' expense to do what? Like, in what universe should you be spending your last years on Earth representing America as like a walking corpse in Luxembourg? But here she is, and she's now hospitalized. I'm Nancy Pelosi's best friend in the world. I'm the one saying, get the F out of office.
Exactly. Go.
Leave. You shouldn't be doing this. You got a bunch of grandkids. Go spend time with them. Go take them to Universal Studios, Disney, the beach, whatever. Like, seriously, take your grandkids to Luxembourg. But Nancy Pelosi is flying over there on private taxpayer-funded jets and then breaking her hip. We now learn that Nancy Pelosi has broken her hip while traveling with a bipartisan delegation, blah, blah, for the 80th anniversary of Battle of the Bulge, which Pelosi was alive for, which is insane. Pelosi was 4 years old during the Battle of the Bulge. I mean, it's like...
This is just crazy.
What a world, man. This is like the most powerful person in the Democrat Party. She sustained an injury. What injury did she sustain? So this is her staff saying this. This is Nancy Pelosi's staff saying she has sustained an injury. Well, it's a little more serious than that, actually, kiddo. Apparently, Nancy Pelosi freaking broke her hip. Ladies and gentlemen, Nancy Pelosi hospitalized after hip fracture in Luxembourg. What?
That is crazy.
Okay, I called a couple doctors that I know. This is really, really serious. You know that people who are in her age demographic, which is 65 and older, which is considered high risk, severe risk during hip fractures, 1 in 4 die, according to data provided by Stanford Medical School. 1 in 4 hip fractures are indications of...
And like I said, Benny is right, though. And, you know, that's the thing. It got to be like term limits, man. Age limits, like being in Congress like that. Think about it. Mitch McConnell, like I said before at the beginning of the video, he just failed 2 days ago in his office as they had to rush in his office and rush this man to the hospital. I think y'all was telling me, like, Mitch McConnell was, like, 82, 84 years old. And they literally, this was just a couple days ago that he failed. That's why you see the little scar up under his eye where they got the patch at. He hurt his hand. And then now, 2 days later, Nancy Pelosi falls down some stairs. Now she's hospitalized. It just got to be term limits, man. There's no way. And then I think Nancy Pelosi just won another term. This woman is 84 years old. Like, why not just retire and just like he said, go be with your grandkids? I mean, they letting these people stay in there all the way up to 90, 95, 100 years old. Now, you see, like, I'm pretty sure Benny finna relay, she suffered a hip fracture after a fall during an official trip to Luxembourg to honor the 80th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge. Hours before the fall, Pelosi was seen leaning on a congressman for support in a group photo. So she was already leaning on a congressman. So obviously something she probably, legs was already hurting, whatever the case may be. And they still let her walk down some stairs, try to let her walk down some stairs by herself. And then she tripped and fell and rolled all the way down the stairs. This is crazy. Her spokesman, Ian Krager, confirmed Pelosi is receiving top tier medical care, but will miss the rest of the trip's events. I mean, these people need to get out of office, man. Like, why did people even vote for Nancy Pelosi for her to do another term? She won another term at 84 years old, man. I mean, at this point, it's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Brittleness and pneumonia and other sicknesses that are going on inside of your body. Alzheimer's, inability to, coordinate your emotions. Here's what happened. According to the New York Times, here we go. A person familiar with the incident says that she tripped going downstairs at a palace.
Tripped downstairs. That's crazy.
Kind of on brand, I guess, for people that think they're royalty and act like it. But here we are. People close to her said that she fractured her hip while falling down a marble staircase, which is the worst. Listen, if you have old people in your family, it's the worst possible thing to hear. Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi hospitalized on Friday after being injured traveling abroad. Nancy Pelosi sustained an injury during her official engagement. Pelosi tripped going down a marble staircase at the Grand Ducal Palace. Took a hard fall. According to a person familiar with the incident, is not authorized to speak on condition of anonymity. People close to Pelosi in California and Washington, D.C. speaking on a condition of anonymity say they were not authorized to speak about her. But she suffered a severe hip fracture when she fell. The doctors were confident that the damage could be repaired with an operation. It's not clear whether it will be done in Luxembourg or the United States. She was traveling with colleagues. Here's a photo. Here's Nancy Pelosi. Look at Nancy Pelosi. She can barely hold herself up. Here she is gripping the hand of this dude. He's a Republican member of Congress, of course. She's like fist gripping. Her hands are white, gripping the hand. Dude, I mean, this is so enraging. First off, what the hell are why are we paying for all these jackasses to travel over here anyway? Stupid. Okay, recognize some real dumbasses in this photo. Like, why are these people representing us?
Taxpayers' dollars.
Susan Collins should be doing nothing but sitting her ass in her office and rubber stamping Donald Trump's nominees for the Department of Defense instead of going over to Luxembourg on a taxpayer-funded glut. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a real crisis that we are in. It's called gerontocracy. Rule of the old, something that Socrates and Aristotle both warned against. This is why they had age limits in other governing bodies like Greek and Roman governing bodies. Around the world, there are age limits for how old you can be because, quite frankly, some people do need to be pushed out. Some people need to be kept from running for office when they're too young.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I say you got to get Nancy Pelosi out of there. You got to get Mitch McConnell out of there. Chuck Schumer. All of these people need to go. Joe Biden. Look how Joe Biden was acting. Joe Biden, if y'all realize something, Joe Biden and Mitch McConnell was literally doing the same thing. If y'all can remember, when Joe Biden was debating President Trump, y'all see like when President Trump was talking, Joe Biden was just looking out of space. It like something was wrong. It's like he'll start staring at something and he'll just stay locked into it. And then he'll eventually look back over at Donald Trump. I mean, these people have to get out of office, man. So, thank God President Trump won. And, because at the same time, Biden was going to try to run again to try to get another 4 years before the Democrat pushed him out and put in sorry, lying Kamala Harris, where she got destroyed. But, man, these people, they got to get out of there. And I can't see how, Nancy Pelosi just won another term. Now that this woman that fell down the stairs, you know what I'm saying, with life-threatening injury. So she took a hard fall, may have to have surgery. Come on, man.
There are requirements for how young you can be when you run for office and for president, Congress and president. There should be requirements for how old you can freaking be. Listen, dude, we did our research. We called about broken hips. Serious complications can result from hip fracture. Patient may have to remain in traction for a specified period of time after the surgery. Blood clots can occur, veins, usually in the legs. If a clot breaks off, it can travel to the blood vessel to the lung. This blockage is called a pulmonary embolism. It can be fatal. Other complications include pneumonia, muscle atrophy, post-operative infection, non-union, improper union of the bone, mental deterioration following surgery in older patients, bed sores from lying in the same position. With some fractures, blood cannot circulate properly in the femoral head, resulting in loss of blood supply to the area. This is called femoral vascular necrosis.
Man.
This complication may occur during the type of fracture and the anatomy of the person's blood supply to the head and femur and bone. This could be fatal. These hip fractures are freaking fatal in people that are Nancy Pelosi's age.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Look at this.
They got to get out. They got to get out.
What are the causes of hip fractures? Falls, car accidents, sports injuries. What are the major risk factors? Adults over 65. Well, she's 84.
84 years old.
People with health conditions that weaken their bones. And athletes. And people assigned female at birth. Seriously. Whatever. Well, I think that's Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, we've already seen Nancy Pelosi slipping. Okay? So we've already seen Nancy Pelosi in, like, strange situations, like her brain...
Yeah, and ain't it crazy that it happened, they both took a fall the same week, Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi? That right there is just kind of crazy. They both took a fall in the same week. He fell in the office, hit his head on the table, and hit the ground, had to be rushed to the hospital. She, tripped down some stairs, broke her hip, and she had to be rushed to the hospital. So they both fell. And they both in their 80s. That's what I'm saying, man. Term limits. It should have been term limits.
Snap. Like very Biden style when she's like doing interviews.
Any arrows out of your quiver, you're not ruling anything out.
Here she is in the middle of an interview, like a year ago.
Good morning, Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution.
See, even George Stephanopoulos, like, she just had like a seizure or something? Like, what's going on? Like, Nancy Pelosi is already showing signs of like lucid senility.
Architects showing me new buildings he's building throughout the world. And they were like 80. He's a kid. But again, it's relative. He's younger than I am, so he's a kid to me as well, the president is.
She's saying Joe Biden is younger than her, so he's just a kid to me.
Wow.
Everything's great. Everyone's great. Our country is led by literal crypt keepers and people clawing their way out of the grave.
You can see her
Speaking of
gripping
clawing,
the
I mean,
congressman's
look at this
hand.
photo.
Look at her.
She's gripping the hand next to the congressman standing next to her. Here's a photo of the Luxembourg embassy released of members of Congress. I'm the best friend Nancy Pelosi's got in this world. I'm the best friend she's got in the world. Okay? So let me tell you something. It's a little bit of hard truth. Your past, your prime was about 20 years ago.
Yep.
You need to retire for the sake of you and your family. Nancy Pelosi, you'll probably never see Nancy Pelosi again. Nancy Pelosi will be bedridden or hospitalized for the next 9 months. Okay? It's over because you pushed it too far. You were too craven and greedy for power.
Yep.
You're a freaking vampire. Give it up.
Power.
Hang it up.
Give it up.
Be done. For the sake of you and your grandkids, be done. Like, they'll thank you for it. Yeah, you won't get the insider trading tips anymore, but you, McConnell, all of you, like, you need to hang it up.
All of them
Your
need to go.
decisions that you make you're making the worst possible decision vector. You're making decisions. You won't be around in 10 years, okay? That's just the way it is. You've already lived well past when most Americans have already plotted, okay? So you're making decisions that you will not affect you. It's the worst possible way to make a decision. The worst possible decision factor.
Mm-hmm.
You're making like trillions of dollars of American economic decisions are being made by people who won't be around in 10 years to suffer the consequences, or 5 years, or 2 months. Who knows?
That's facts, though. Salute to Benny, man. Salute to Benny. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Benny Johnson on YouTube. Benny Johnson. Make sure y'all go over to go subscribe. Let him know that I sent you. I definitely had to check this out because I just did a video. If y'all go on my channel, I just did a video 2 days ago covering Mitch McConnell falling. 2 days ago of him falling. And then I get a notification from Benny. And then I get notifications off Twitter that Nancy Pelosi just fell down some stairs and suffered life-threatening injury and she's hospitalized. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Because in that video about Mitch McConnell, I kept saying the same thing. This man is in his 80s. This man needs to retire. They pushing him around in wheelchairs. They so hungry for power that they just want to stay in power. This is crazy, and this is what's being allowed. These people are in their 80s and still want power. And it is just ridiculous. Something has to be done about this. Something has to be done. And like I said, Nancy Pelosi just won another term. So, I don't know, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about all of this. I know the comments finna be crazy on this video here. So y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about it. Thank you all for watching, especially the ones that made it to the end. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.